Hi, Cancer. Welcome to November 2021 Astrological Forecast. So, some pretty big news. I guess we'll start with this for you, okay? First of all, the first 4 days of November, Venus is still in Sagittarius. So, it's in your sixth house. It's already been there since last month. I don't believe there's too much going on within those first 4 days. But the big news is Venus is moving into Capricorn, okay, your opposite sign of Capricorn, on the 5th and is staying there until March 6th of next year, okay? Pretty wild, actually. It's going to be there all this time in your 7th house of Capricorn. 7th house is your partnerships, your close relationships, romance, business partner, close friend, anything like that. And you've had Pluto here for many, many years, so there's always been some kind of ongoing change or whatever, or a trend kind of in your relationships with anybody, though. Actually, it's almost like a bit of a power struggle, like who wears the pants in the relationship, more or less. But this is also like even like close friends, okay? I've mentioned many times that you may feel that you're always under somebody's thumb. You know, you always have to check with them first before you do anything. Or even like a government agency or something like that. Or the authorities, or somebody in some position of authority. But it's just, it doesn't necessarily mean it's true, but it's a feeling that it is. That you don't have power to do whatever you want within your own life, okay? And sometimes, though, you have an awful lot of power, more power than you know. But a lot of times when it's opposite, when Pluto is opposite your sign, your sun especially, it is a power struggle between you and someone else or some authority or whatever, okay? So that's been going on for years and years. Now Venus moves here, and eventually these two will conjunct, probably off and on a few times. And what this kind of does is it brings about an obsessive quality in your relationship. So if you are seeing someone, especially if you just started seeing them, they could get real possessive very quickly. You might notice it. It could start out small, even just needing to know where you are or something like that. And this is like somebody you've only gone out with like maybe once or twice, and they're already up in your face. So, or, just somewhere down the line, just someone going overboard in some way in a close relationship. So if this isn't romantic, it could be business related, where even then your business partner could start to hit on you or something, whatever. Anything is possible. If it's with a friend could, I don't know, kind of be jealous that you have other friends even. But that's what this combination, Pluto and Venus together, brings about a little bit of an obsessive quality. And I mention this only because this planet's, Venus is going to be there as long as it is. And there's already a planet there, Pluto. Okay, so I have to mention it now. And it affects you a little bit more than other people. It affects you and Capricorns more than any of the other signs. Okay, so anyways, though, the month does start off with planets in a fellow water sign, Scorpio, meaning these planets trine any planet that you have in Cancer or your rising sign. And that's a 120-degree angle in your chart, and it's one of the nicest aspects you could have. Okay, so the sun is in Scorpio up until the 20th. Mars is in Scorpio all month. Okay, Mercury moves into Scorpio on the 5th, and there's a new moon in Scorpio on the 4th. So where you have Scorpio in your chart is your 5th house of romance. Okay, so there's, I'd have to say this is like the theme for you as far as this, again, Venus moving into Capricorn so quickly, at the beginning of the month, along with all these other planets. So this could start off, especially the new moon. Okay, there's a new moon occurring in your 5th house of romance. And speculation, fun. It's the house of fun, entertainment, children, gambling, casinos, entertainment of any kind, creativity, um, going to see a live play, music, anything. Okay, so you could meet somebody around the 4th, around that new moon. Okay, which is like, I guess, like a breath of fresh air for you. Meeting someone new. Could start out just as a friend, but it could eventually, uh, build into something. But, we're getting, like I said, we're back to the obsessive quality of Venus and Pluto eventually. So this could end up something like that, you know. It's just something to watch out for. Or if you get into any kind of collaboration right now as far as creativity goes, okay, it could get same thing with that Pluto and Venus conjunction eventually happening in your partnerships. This could be like even like a business where someone just wants to like swoop in and take over everything. Okay, so this is a time where, having Mars here in your 5th house, it's very physically energetic planet. You may decide to take up some kind of sports or do something physical for fun, like dancing, riding a bike, just going to check out places maybe with a friend or even on your own. But whatever it is that you're doing that is physically fun, you may continue to do because it's actually benefiting your health in some way. Okay, because the Sun moves into Sagittarius on the 21st, and Mercury moves into Sagittarius on the 24th, where you have Sagittarius in your chart as your 6th house of your health. Okay, it's also the house of the workplace and the kind of work that you do and your co-workers. But it is the house of health. So this would be a time where maybe you do, get some kind of yearly checkup or whatever. But I would have to say that, just because Mars is still in your 5th house and will eventually be moving into your 6th house into Sagittarius. So I think that you're actually, I don't know, exercising, working out, or doing something or other. But you're going to, I think, keep it up. As far as the workplace goes, though, this is like where your focal point is. Once the Sun moves here, there's maybe something different going on at work at this time. It's towards the end of the year, and that's when a lot of changes are being made for the new year to begin in January. I don't think you're starting a new job. I don't really see anything like that here. But there could be something a little bit different going on as far as your schedule goes. Having Mercury here sometimes indicates a change in the schedule or policies or something regarding your work. If you're self-employed, the same thing goes with clients. You could be possibly making maybe billing changes or times that you do actually bill. Any kind of change that you want to make within a schedule of some kind, a work schedule, or in regards to work. It could also be, just like a new assignment of some kind or a different way of doing a certain job. Okay, if you don't work at all, you still have something that you do. Let's say the 6th house is also the house of service to others. Okay, so what this means is usually someone needs help in some way or other, and you also need help. So you make an arrangement to help one another out. I believe it's a 50-50 thing. I don't believe that people just take on, other people's burdens or something, out of, because they can, okay? Everybody needs help in some way or other. So you make an arrangement with someone, could possibly be a family member, but it could be a friend though too. Okay, I'll get to that one in a minute. It works out for both of you. They need something done and you need something done, so you each do whatever for each other. Now, this could be a one-time thing or it could be an ongoing thing. Right now, it looks like it's going smoothly. Eventually, it might not, and you might want to end this, so you'll have to see whatever happens, okay, if that's the case, if you are taking on something like this. Okay, so as there was a new moon on the 4th in your 5th house in Scorpio, there's also a full moon partial eclipse, okay, in Taurus in your 11th house of friends and associates, and your most sociable house, where you would normally go to hang out. It's social media. Something could happen around this time, around that time of the full moon, with your group of friends, or someone in your group of friends. You know, something comes to the surface at that time. There could be somebody there. If you're on social media, it's very easy to get into a fight or something with somebody on social media. If there's some people, I swear that's the only reason they're on there, is to kick up a lot of discontent between people, you know, or pit people against one another. And this could be like one of those times that something like that actually happens. And because it's in your 11th house, directly across from your 5th house of fun and romance, I'd have to say that this could happen at a party, or it could be out in public somewhere where you're attending something or other. It could be a little bit of a argument or something with a friend or an acquaintance, or something that possibly happens just like on social media. But I don't think it's very much of a big deal, okay? But it could come back to this whole 6th house of helping someone. You know, maybe you don't want to. Maybe you don't need their help. Maybe you don't need a favor done. You know, but somebody else really wants you to do something for them. Okay, so it's something to think about. You don't have to agree to anything, right? What are you getting out of it? Except for probably the person that's asking you is a real pain in the ass anyway. So, I mean, that's your decision. I'm just telling you up front that something like that might pop up. Okay, so the best time to do something each month is when the moon is in your own sign, and the moon is in Cancer on the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. The best time to lay low is when the moon is in your opposite sign, and your opposite sign is Capricorn, and those dates are the 8th and 9th. The best time for romance, recreation, creativity, fun, any kind of speculation or gambling, and anything to do with children is the 4th, 5th, 17th, 18th, and 19th. The best time for money is the 10th, 11th, 24th, 25th, and 26th. The best time for your career is the 14th, 15th, and 16th. And the best time for communication and travel is the 12th, 13th, 14th, 27th, and 28th. So I would like to thank all of my subscribers for returning and continuing to support me. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing and liking and sharing this video. Check out Ask Me a Question in the description box below. It's for people who only want to know like one thing about their chart. However, if you would like to have your entire chart done, there's a link to my website where you can find out more information on that. And check out my weekly forecast. So I'll see you next week. Goodbye.